Hello YouTube and welcome to another moto vlog. We're coming at ya days later from my house to my house. We've got a big trip, the Tail of the Dragon trip. 5 days, 1,554 miles. So this is day one and we got a lot of clips to get through. What is this? 50 minutes 38 seconds of footage. Ooh. One of my longest videos, but again, let's talk about a few things here, you know. What am I trying to accomplish with this video? And I'm just trying to showcase the trip, mostly to myself or to anyone else who wants to see, you know, what it's like out here on the East Coast if you were to decide to make this trip yourself. So here I am going from Sterling, Virginia down to Burke, Virginia for the first leg to meet up with my friends. You can already see me practicing turning my head. I'm over-exaggerating there a bit. And then we continue on to Route 28. So next we're getting off 28 on the Route 50, another road I know pretty darn well. Just showing off my local roads here. This is what it's like in the morning, even though I'm not going with traffic. Well, I'm going with traffic, so getting stuck in a little bit of it is just the way it is. The whole point of the trip, you know, is to get out of this stuff and go where there's not a whole lot of traffic and where we can just ride our own rides without, you know, a bunch of cars in the way. Next we're down on the Fairfax County Parkway. Still, as you can see, a lot of traffic. This is at Pope's Head where it always backs up like this because of a light. Not much you can do about that. See, I make these clips a little too long, but that is what it is. Now I'm arriving. Nice little U-turn, and then arrive at the destination. Smith and Clarkson's Deli. See, that guy's got a stop sign and I don't have a stop sign, but what are you gonna do? There you can see it on the right. Don't know why we meet here, but that's the third time in a row. So now we've got our bikes. We've got 5 bikes and a Corvette on our trip. 4 of our bikes are 1 up, one of them's 2 up, and then the Corvette's got 2 people in it. That's our, you know, group for the entire 5 days.
Are we all ready?
So after a lot of waiting, trust me, as you can see the sun's up a lot more than it was when I arrived. We're all ready to go.
Alright.
We're heading out to Princeton, Virginia for our first stop. Of course I gotta show this, right? You know me. I can't skip out on one of my favorite local roads. It's a nice twisting road this time. Nothing too crazy. In fact, compared to the roads coming up, this road looks downright straight and narrow. Well, straight and wide, I should say. sure. Oh yeah, there's a crane over there on the right flying by. That was pretty cool. Exotic animals. So I wanted to go this way with the group because, again, the whole point of this trip is to avoid traffic. So going down this route through Clifton instead of, you know, down on the Fairfax County Parkway the whole way. Let's get out of the traffic and just relax. You'll see coming up that I failed that pretty well by taking a wrong turn. Not here, but instead of going from Braddock Road down to Interstate 66, I take Braddock Road and get us on the Route 29, which is not where I want to be. Yeah, just playing with the Corvette a little bit. So eventually we get on 29 and we follow that for a while, more than I would like, and now here we are on Route 66. This is like the sort of beginning of us actually getting out of town, you know, for real. Whereas, you know, riding through Clifton, riding on Braddock Road, stuff like that, you know, those are roads we've all been on a million times. And I think we've all been on 66 a million times too, but what are you gonna do? This is just a construction zone. We made it down a ways, so things are pretty nice, and we're just cruising at this point, taking it easy, trying to make some decent time, you know. And for some reason that was the whole construction zone. I guess they were still getting set up. The Corvette being weird again. Like, this is a merge. We gotta merge to the right. Tell them, hey, get over. They're like, no, I want to take pictures. Well, as you can see there, the road splits. You do not want to go the other way. It's going to put you at least a few miles out of your way before you can turn around. You can see me shaking my head. Now we head down one of these big on-ramps. I like these. I like on-ramps. You gotta be careful, obviously. You don't want to go balls to the wall, but be a lot of fun. Now 81, the big trucking route, you got trucks everywhere, and we're starting out with that, as you can see. Now we just got a clip of us going down, you know, 81, sped up, just to show kind of what it's like. You can see me tucking down, that's so I can hear on my Cardo a little better, or my, you know, my Bluetooth communicator a little better. Yeah, the sped up footage isn't as good when it's my helmet cam, as opposed to like a bike mounted camera. But what are you gonna do? This is my only sped up footage in this whole video, so if you don't like it, it's about to be over and it won't be coming back. On this video at least. You can see getting stuck behind trucks, you know. This is a common theme on 81 if you end up staying on it for very long, is that you do get stuck behind trucks passing other trucks. So not a whole lot you can do about that. And of course there's always someone trying to go weave in and out of traffic and go super fast, but there are heavy police presence on this road, so that's always kind of a gamble really for your, you know, time and money for getting pulled over. So now we're back to regular speed, getting off the interstate for good. No more interstate for the rest of the day. We're north of Harrisonburg, and we're kind of going to take the back roads the rest of the way. For some reason, my GPS is saying this is a lot faster than any other way. So we're just going to do it. No need to just slog on the highway when we can, you know, ride down some really beautiful country lanes. Now we're coming up to our first stop. Now that we're off the highway, it's probably good to get some gas, take a break, you know, have a good time. Did that sign just change from 264 to 259? Am I crazy? Am I seeing things at night? It is 1:30 in the morning.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Everyone should get gas.
While I'm recording this.
Even if we don't need it, you know what I mean? Oh, because I don't know how far we're going. Where's Barry? Oh, Barry didn't peel off. Okay.
Back on the road after a nice stop. Gotta cross to get this farm equipment a little space. That's another theme you'll see on the trip, you know. Slow moving vehicles and farm equipment tends to happen on these kind of trips, you know, when you're going out into the country. It's just something you have to prepare for mentally. You know, again, you don't want to go 1,000,000 miles an hour when there could be crap all over the road. This logging, you know, facility is kind of what I'm talking about here. Like, on these backcountry roads, some of these, you know, industrial concerns can take up the whole road. Now all of a sudden you're running through an industrial zone with no markings. And if you're going 1,000,000 miles an hour, you don't really have, you know, you have so much energy in your bike and you can't really slow down in time. Now we're down on 33 after we finished up some of those country lanes. Letting one of the group members who's more into attacking the twisties go ahead. I was just going to take a nice reasonable pace, well, what I thought was a reasonable pace. So you can just see a little bit of it here. I actually have a full video of this if you're interested in the whole run. One of our group members did say they had a mishap on this road. Even though we were going at a slower pace, they weren't used to their bike and they went a bit wide in one of the turns. Fortunately, they didn't run off the road. I think they went onto the white painted line, and as you can see, that's very close to the edge. But a win is a win, and not going off the road is not going off the road. But that sure put the fear of God into him, which is a good thing. You know, when you're on a big bike, you've got to you've got to be sure about your inputs. You know, you can't let the bike ride you. at all. These bikes weigh a lot. You gotta make sure they do what you want to do. So next we're arriving up at the top of the mountain here. There's our group member going back down. Catch up with us, I guess. Remember, I was intentionally going slow to hold the group back. Since this is our first technical pass of the trip, I was very inclined to not have anyone crash, but you'll see we do have a little bit of a mishap here.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Hold on, we got you, bro. We got you, bro.
But he dropped his bike onto the guardrail.
Oh, damn it! Go! No, hold on. Tilt it towards you. Okay, there.
Not a good way to start the day, but what are you gonna do? It didn't really hurt the bike very much. He just broke a little bit of an aftermarket windscreen bit. So after a nice break, we go to get moving again. I think if you watch this, we're taking it very easy here. Not attacking the road. We just heard about my friend's incident there, so I'm thinking to myself, slow it down even more, which is what I do. Now we're at the bottom of the mountain. This is just me being stupid, making a pass when I should have probably made 2 passes, but I don't know. We got 5 people. I was trying to keep the group together. What are you gonna do? It's a tough call, you know. Especially on these types of roads. I mean, how much passing do you really want to do? How much you want to encourage the people behind you to pass? You know? But we all get caught up, we all get grouped back together. These aren't really roads you want to attack, you know. Again, this is just cruising and enjoying the scenery type of roads. So this is a big theme for the rest of the trip here. It's just, this is what you can really expect from the roads, you know, nice open turns, 55-mile-an-hour speed limits, not a whole lot of traffic, just you and the countryside, and hopefully that's it, you know, because if you need emergency services out here, it's gonna be a while. Thought that was a pretty good corner for me. You can see me signaling everyone to slow down a little bit. You just don't know the roads, you don't know what's coming, see? You got like a pull in there and someone could be pulling out on you. It's better just to take it easy. Shot of the mountain there. So after a while we continue and we come to a stop sign. Always a good chance to, especially in a stop like this, to open the bike up a little. course, I'm the kind of guy who I don't like going that far above the speed limit here. So you only see me accelerating a little bit, you know. So now we continue on. This is still 28. For now, we continue along that road. I don't really know the names of the roads or anything that well, so if you're trying to follow my route on a map or something, good luck. This is, yeah, 28 South, coming off of 33, I believe. Somewhere like that. So here we come up on our second stop. Had some lunch. And that was it. Well, got some gas too, of course. Some of us have very short ranges, so you know, it just makes sense to get some gas while you can.
Yeah.
Met a few cruiser riders. You can see one of those logging trucks there.
Oh Jesus, we're going right into that fucking storm. Lovely. That's okay.
Yeah, I wanted to show my friend tiptoeing backwards on his GS. Ballsy, if you ask me, to be doing that, especially 2 up.
You guys all ready?
And we get moving again, you know? It always takes a little longer than you'd like, I think, at these stops with people. Some people like to rest for a while, and some people like me like to get going quick and not really stop for very long. So it's always a bit of a challenge. So now, pretty quickly, we head off onto, this is West Virginia 66, towards the Wintergreen Resort. So if you're keeping score, you know, head down 33 and then go to Wintergreen. So from the resort, we continue on. The road here is actually pretty twisty, but more importantly is the weather. As you can see, the road's nice and dry here, but things don't stay that way for too long. Taking it nice and slow, don't really know the road again. Just trying to get there, everyone's safe. That's the goal. Look at the proximity to the rock wall there, and look at the narrowness of this road. I mean, it's barely 1 car wide. I think a wide car or like a big pickup truck would be pretty much this entire road. And we're in West Virginia on a road with a 35-mile-an-hour speed limit. That's not normal. You know, if the road's got a 35 speed limit, that's usually for a good reason. So taking it a little easy is, you know, prudent. You can kind of see the leaves. And there's our first raindrops. And the speed limit goes down from 35 to 25, so take it even easier. Of course, now that it's raining, everyone wants to stop, I'm sure, so I pull over up ahead. that goes to show you how quick it can happen. Go from nice and dry to now it's raining.
Oh, I'll just stop.
I don't know why it says US 66 when this is not. I think affiliated with US 66. I could be wrong. Now everyone got their rain gear on. We can start moving again. Now I don't have rain gear on, as you can see, which may or may not be a smart decision, but I didn't get hypothermia on the trip, so everything worked out. Heading through the town, very cool little town here, but you know, taking it easy. After we exit the town, the road gets twisty again. Well, it continues being twisty, I should say. And the rain kind of lets up. As you can see, it gets a little sunny. But at the same time, it's still pretty wet out there. So I'm going nice and slow. Don't want anyone to say slip a little, get scared, stand the bike up, and run off the road in one of these tighter corners. Just taking it nice and easy, so nothing like that would happen to anybody. I mean, in retrospect, I probably could have gone faster, but I think it's better to be safe than sorry sometimes, especially on the first day of a 5-day trip. Makes more sense to take it easy and just get there, you know. Get there when you get there. So one thing I like about this bike, at least for these videos, is that you cannot tell how fast I'm going, really. You can kind of see the speedo, but you can't see the numbers on it. And you can't read the speed on my GPS very easily. So as you can see, it starts raining again. We had a little reprise there for a minute, but then the rain comes back. This is just more of Route 66, you know, West Virginia 66. I thought this was a beautiful view. The GoPro really picks up this type of scenery well, with like all the fog and everything. We're not to the Smoky Mountains yet, but it's still a little smoky. Heading through just another little town. You see a lot of these little towns on these side roads here. So now we're heading on to, what is this, 219 South, 55 South. .219's a great little road. It has a lot of nice little twisties in it, and it goes for a very long way, so you can use it to get places instead of just, you know, taking turns everywhere. As you can see, it's still raining a bit, just little sprinkles, but you know, not actually drying out at this point. So continuing speeding down the road at, you know, 55 miles an hour makes sense. So you can see this, the steam or the clouds coming off, and then you can see someone burning something here at this logging concern. It's a little bit of a different kind of steam there. So as you continue on, you can see that the road here is dried up a lot, which is nice, and the pace has increased a little bit to reflect that. Pretty nice little twisty here. Nothing extreme or anything like you see on like Route 33, but just a nice little bit of road to have some fun on. Work on your lines and everything. And we continue on, coming to a town. Have to stop at a red light for once. It's been quite a while since we've had to do that. That was a bit odd. But after that, we continue on without nary light in sight for a while. We encountered just a little bit of traffic up ahead. Even though it's 55, we do want to go a little faster. Now this is interesting. You know, again, if you're attacking the roads and you run up on that, oof, you might have a big problem when you come up on some tarmac that's just covered in dirt and has no grip at all, probably. I imagine, especially since it's been raining and stuff, you run up on that when it's wet. Like, look at the dust that's being kicked up. It's crazy. So that's one of the reasons, you know, on roads you don't know, you take it easy and just ride to get there alive, you know, rather than trying to attack the roads. Here we take another stop. Can't remember why exactly we stopped here. I think it had just been like enough miles. Or maybe someone said they had to pee or something. The kind of things that happen when you have a lot of group members. So we're heading down here and I have no idea what to expect. Turns out there's a little park. A little parking lot and a couple commodes, and yeah, it was pretty nice. I also found that my shift lever was loose, so we got in there and tightened that up pretty good.
57 miles. Those were some tough miles. Oh man. I was stupid and left this open the whole time.
Just showing off everyone in their rain gear. Maybe showing off my ugly mug again. just for fun. And now we get moving, tighten my shift lever up, get back on the road. At a reasonable pace, as usual. Now this is just a little town we ran into that I thought was a pretty neat little movie clip here. You know, this town, ooh, it's kind of, it's like a coal mining town or something. It's not looking amazing. Got some pictures there on the side of the buildings. That's kind of cool. But you know, the gas station's not even like a name brand gas station. Yeah, and then this is the thing that happens here, you know, you get stuck behind a bunch of cars and there's really nothing you can do. I mean, that guy's going slow as hell because this is a steep grade uphill. So what you can see here is that, you know, you're supposed to pass left and pull right, but this guy in this truck here does not want to pull to the right for some reason. You know, he's being a real jerk. So my buddy decides to undercut him there. He comes pretty close to him, as you can imagine, or as you can see. Yeah, that's not really for me, especially when I'm leading a group of a bunch of people. And there we got our logging, you know, company, concern, whatever. So now we're moving again pretty good. Go under whatever that conveyor belt is. I thought that was pretty cool. A couple nice little curves there too, actually. Oh, and here you can see the road's getting wet again. Run back into some rain after a while. We had some nice dry runs there, but that's just how it works when you travel, you know. It starts getting damp again after a while when you have these scattered thunderstorms or scattered, you know, rain showers everywhere. You can't avoid it forever. Buddy telling me he needs some gas. We have been going for quite a while without, you know, stopping for gas, mostly because there's not really any great places to stop. But we continue on and we do find a BP, which is like perfect. Nice top tier gasoline. As you can see now, it's raining again.
Have a good one. Let me just double check this on my phone. Just so I can
Had to actually zip up my pouch to protect my phone and my wallet, you know. Pull out and we have to stop almost immediately. I can't remember the reason. I think someone's rain gear wasn't on right or something. So pull over and wait.
I don't want to stop. It makes me wet.
Don't exactly like stopping in the rain because I end up getting more wet than I would if we were moving, but what are you gonna do? So we pull out, and then we have to wait at another location because they stop again for some reason. Anyway, we finally continue on here. Not much you can do. But this is starting to get to the last leg of the journey here. So we continue down these backcountry roads. And the rain does let up a little bit pretty quickly, which is nice. They're just, you know, isolated little showers, and after a few minutes it just ends up being sprinkles. We got some more nice twisties here. You always love it when you see like a 25 marked on a 55 zone, you know? Always fun to see that. I thought that was a nice view with the rock walls and the mountains off in the distance and everything. So we move forward a bit, and now it's the road's dry, and the pace picks back up, which is always a great thing. Showing this clip here, we got a nice creek there on the left, which is always pretty to see, beautiful scenery. And up ahead, there's Interstate 64, that massive couple of bridges here. So with 64 up there, we were actually getting pretty close. We are taking, you know, the fastest non-highway route to our destination. I can't really remember what road we're on anymore. This shows it here. South West Virginia 20 is where we are, so that's always good. So we went from 219 and we got off 219 on the like 55 or something, and then from 55 we got on the 20. I think there might have been a couple roads I missed, sorry. A couple nice little twisties here. Always a good time. It's like there's an overlook there, but yeah, I love those overlooks where they don't actually overlook anything, but like trees, and not just trees, but like you're in the trees, so you can't see anything far away. Thought this little mountain range here was pretty nice. Not exactly like tall mountains or anything. And of course, you West Coast people would call those like hills, I'm sure. Which they pretty much are, more than mountains, but they look pretty cool still. So my buddy pulls up and tells me he's gotta stop.
I don't want to stop here.
So I decided let's stop in this church parking lot. I can't find a better place.
I don't know what they want. I mean, what's up? I gotta pee. Oh, I'll find a place, but. Yeah, looks like you gotta pee. All right. I don't know where we gotta keep going.
He says he's gotta pee, and I'm like, I don't know. So that was a bad place to pull in retrospect. That was a funeral going on. Oh my god. Well, what are you gonna do, you know? So I thought this was a nice little view here. Pretty cool little town, you know. Seems a little more upscale than some of the other places we've been to. But, you know, that's just the way it seems, at least. So we go down the road a few miles, and we do run into this little subway, so I figured subway, perfect. Gotta have a bathroom. Which they do. And we all stop and take a little break, our very last break of the day, actually. You can see my lens getting a little foggy. Here's a little walk around of all the bikes. Well, here's a walk around of the little stop. Nice little scenery there. We got our bikes, we got our FZ09. Got our R1200 GS Adventure. S1000 XR. Got our Corvette C7. And then over there we have a S1000 single R. And of course my R1200 GS Lowered Edition. Now we're moving again. My lens is getting nice and foggy from the rain and the everything else. Not much you can do about that. Now I'm getting tired here. Ooh, it is 2 in the morning. I've been recording for a while. Ooh, that's a nice view over there. See me staring at it the whole time. I'm crossing the bridge. It would have been nice if the camera angle let me show it a little better, but you know, what can you do? If it's raining, it's raining. Heading up to some of our final clips. We continue on, and then we start getting close to town here. We run into a little bit of traffic, actually. For like one of the first times, you know, there's actually like a line of cars, not trucks, but actual cars and passenger vehicles and stuff. These are some pretty nice twisties, but you know, I mean, look at the houses and stuff, and the fact, again, there are cars in the way. And finally, we pull up into town. This is Princeton, West Virginia, our final destination for the day. It's right off of Interstate 77, and it was a pretty nice little place. Had a lot of little shops and restaurants and stuff to go to, so it was perfect. You can see here, I don't know where I'm going. Pull to the right, thinking it's on the right, and then I see it on the left. Oh, oh, there it is.
This is it. That's the Holiday Inn Express, right?
This is our Holiday Inn Express. As you can see, gone from when the sun barely came up to when the sun's about to go down. A full day of riding. Alright guys, think about your riding.
There's what?